Guys, what's going on? So I have this really nice Arcana Force deck. This is another one that I have that is very interesting. So this Arcana Force deck focuses on summoning powerful boss monsters and skipping your opponent's turn. That's pretty much it. And once you do that, on the third turn, you will be able to finish off your opponent if you have enough cards available in your hand to do that. That is not always guaranteed, because remember, if some of you guys do know this, but some of the Arcana cards, they work on pretty much luck. That's what the cards do. So it's entirely on luck, and if you're lucky to finish off your opponent on the third turn, that'll be great. But pretty much it gives you enough time and also enough momentum to establish a defense. The only problem with this deck is that it doesn't have negates, but we're gonna have some good cards here that can provide some defense when it comes to playing the Arcana. Arcana is more of a offensive play deck than defense. All right, guys, let's continue. So here we go. This is my version here, and we're gonna start with the hand traps and the staple cards. So first of all, I'm running triple copies of Herald of the Orange Light. This card is really good. You can negate monster's effect, activating in the field or hand, and you have a bunch of fairies here that can go along with this card. A lot of people are not running this card, and this is a fairy deck, and it works pretty well with this deck. 2 copies of Maxi, triple Ash, triple copies of Goddess of the Two Sides. This card is our normal summon and also will help us add the Arcana cards to our hand. 2 copies of Arcana Force, the Empress. Trust me, you only need 2 copies. Now, I've seen people running 1 copy, and that's a mistake. You need 2 to 3 copies of this if you want to establish a good board. I think the sweet spot is at 2. 1 Mucharmi Floalos. 2 copies of Arcana B, the Hierophant. I've seen people running 3. I think 2 is good enough if you want to keep the deck shrink as possible. Also, this card can protect the Arcana's monster when they are activated. When they activate their effect, it's up to you if you want to run 3 copies. 2 has been working fine with me because you have a lot of cards that can search it, and you don't really need that much. Triple copies of Artifact Lancia. This deck definitely can run it. You have the room for it. Now, if you guys want to shrink this deck to 42, that's up to you. You can remove some cards from here, like for example Arcana Reading. But you do need 3 copies of it, and that's because you will have an extra normal summon with this card, helping you normal summon the Arcana Force B and the Empress. Okay, so triple Lancia, we definitely need this card. Malice is doing really good in MasterDuel right now, and we do need something that can counter it. So we have Artifact Lancia for that matter, and Artifact Lancia is also good against Kashtira and some other decks that rely a lot on banishment, like Exodia for example. Artifact Lancia is a must right now. Everybody's playing Malice, so yes, triple copies, 2 copies to 3 copies is a must. The reason why I'm running 3 again is because this deck has the room for it, and this deck is really very consistent. And yes, you can definitely run 2 copies here. and also is a fairy. You can combine it with the Hero of Orange Light as well. Triple copies of Arcana Force XB, the Fiend. So basically this card, you discard it so you can add the life barrier. Also, he has a really good effect. When you hit tails, you can destroy all monsters on the field. And also pop a monster on the field if you choose the head. You're not losing with this card at all. Triple copies of Arcana the Sun. This is one of our main bosses or mini bosses here. Once you summon him, you can destroy all cards or spells and traps on the field. But the main reason why you want to play 3 copies of him is because once per turn, if you choose head, you can set 1 spell from your deck that has a coin tossing effect. That means any Arcana spells and traps. But we're mostly running spells here. And this is the main boss of the deck. This is Arcana Force, the World. So basically what you want to do is when you summon this guy with the Arcana Force cards, he reads once you choose tails. Once you choose head. Once per turn during your end phase, you can send 2 monsters you control to the graveyard. Skip your opponent's next turn. This is what you always want to aim for. So once you do that, you will be able to finish off your opponent next turn. On the 3rd turn. 1 copy of this Barrel Dragon. He has a pretty good effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 7 or lower monster that has a coin toss. Pretty much all the Arcana Force that you can think of will be added with this guy. And he also has a quick effect when you summon him on the field. Once per turn during the battle phase, quick effect, you can toss a coin 3 times, destroy face-up monsters on the field up to the number of heads. Then if the results was 3 heads, draw 1 card, which is really good. The big of this guy is the main boss, but we have a bigger boss, and he's 4,000 here. He is the Arcana Force, the Dark Ruler. So this guy states when you choose tails, and if your tails goes through, if this card is destroyed, destroy all cards on the field. This guy is pretty much a arbiter. And he can attack all monsters on the field. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. But if he does so using this effect, change it to defense position at the end of battle phase. That's if you choose head. Yep, this guy is pretty good, and you can summon him with the effect of the fusion boss Arcana Force X, the Chaos Ruler. Okay, so we're gonna play here. In the spell cards, forgot about Nibiru, and 1 copy of Nibiru. Nibiru right now is good. You can run it at 1 or 2, and when Raisio shows up as well, you will be able to play. I will recommend 1 to 2 copies of Nibiru. Triple copies of Arcana readings. You can add any card that it says when you choose head, add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has a coin tossing effect. And then the 3rd effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard immediately. Normal summon 1 Arcana Force monster. Usually I like to go with Arcana the Empress, or I go with Arcana the World with this card. And that's to make sure I skip my opponent's turn. The only drawback of this card will be if you have no light barrier on the field and tails is chosen, your opponent can pick any card from their it says let me see, it's right here. Your opponent adds 1 card from their deck to their hand. That's tough, because if you fail, if your luck is not on your side, this card can completely screw you over. It's up to you if you guys want to run 1 copy. 1 or 2 copies. I do recommend 3 because of the effect to normal summon once again. That's why I'm running 3 copies. And to be honest, I don't mind if I lose a duel with this deck. I've been winning more duels than losing with this deck, to be honest with you guys. Triple copies of Arcana Spread. This is one of our main spells. You can special summon any Arcana. Basically what I like to do with this guy is summon the Arcana Force B to summon the Arcana Force Empress, and then I go with Bagushka when I go first. If I don't have the world in my hand, that's my second option to make sure my opponent doesn't do much on his turn, so I can continue playing on the third turn. Let's see. And Arcana Spray has a second effect. If Tails is chosen, special summon one monster that has a coin toss in the graveyard. You can banish this card and add one of your coin toss monster from your graveyard to your hand. This card is really good. You definitely need 3. Is the card that will recover you if you lose your field. It's a pretty good spell, and I recommend 3 copies. I've seen people running 1 copy and 2. Trust me, you definitely need 3. Triple copies of Liberio. I've seen people running 2 copies, and that's a mistake. You definitely need 3 copies of this and 3 copies of the Arcana Fiend. These cards will help you win the duels. And if you don't run all 3 copies of them, you're gonna rely on luck pretty much, and you don't want that. You always want to choose your own effects with all the Arcana cards. Triple copies of Life Force, one of our main spells as well. You can discard 1 card, add 2 Arcana Force monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. It has a drawback, so also you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Arcana monsters, so keep that in mind. This card will help you successfully get to Arcana the World and Empress, so you can skip your opponent's turn. So definitely 3 copies. 2 Call by the Graves, 1 Crossout, and 2 Infinite Impermanence. So these are the cards that will help you successfully win duels as defense. Again, the Arcana Force monsters, they don't have negates, but we are running some cards here that will provide defense for us. For example, Baron de Fleur and Chaos Angel. Triple copies of Arcana, the Chaos Ruler. This guy will give you easy access to any Arcana cards, monsters, and also you can summon the bigger boss Arcana X, Force X, the Dark Ruler, to pretty much provide you with defense and offense as well. 1 copy of Baron de Fleur, 1 Chaos Angel, Bagushka. Bagushka is one of our main bosses here, mini bosses here. Once you establish him first turn, your opponent's gonna have a tough time dealing with him if they don't have the cards to get rid of it. 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. We're running a lot of special level 7 monsters here. This guy will burn your opponent, especially if they play in Malice. Keep that in mind. 1 copy of Dark Dragon to get rid of cards on the field. 1 Kashtira Arisart. 1 Barudas for Omni Negates. We have 2 Omni Negates here. We have Barudas and we also have the Fleur. 1 Divine Zeus. 1 Superstar Slayer. 1 Little Knight. Blackluster Soldier. And Underworld Goddess for tower defense monsters, so we can get rid of them. Alright guys, let's move on into the tutorial, and after the small tutorial I will show you some nice gameplays I recorded with this deck. Alright guys, let's move on to the small tutorial. Alright guys, we're here at the tutorial zone. Now I'm gonna show you a really small tutorial of how to skip your opponent's turn and also win in the second turn playing with the Arcana deck here. Okay, so Let's begin. The first thing you want to do is you want to activate Light Barrier if you have it in your hand. So we're gonna activate it. As soon as the spell card is activated, you will be able to choose the effect of each Arcana cards. So the second thing you want to do is you want to activate Arcana Spread. Once you do that, you're going to special summon the Arcana Force B. Once his effect activates, you will special summon the Arcana Force 3, the Empress. You choose the effect. Once you do that, you can go for Espiritu Knight or Bagushka. I'm gonna go with Bagushka because we don't have a hand here that is consistent enough to continue creating a powerful board. Okay, this is good enough. So you have an Ash and you have Bagushka. You can also continue with the Arcana Life Force B. It's up to you, but you don't really need it. This is the first small tutorial. Alright, let's go with the second tutorial. Alright guys, so this is combo number 2 and the second tutorial you want to go for. Alright, so we have a pretty good hand here. We have a Flualos, a Arcana Force XB, we have Nibiru, we have Arcana Reading, and Call by the Grave. This is a really good hand, especially going second. This is a winner's hand right here. So the first thing you want to do in the second tutorial is activate Arcana Force the Fiend. Once you do that, you're gonna add the Light Barrier. Activate it. Remember, as soon as you activate Light Barrier, you will be able to choose your own effects. But when you go in the second turn, in the third turn, then the coin will flip. And it might come to your favor or be against you. So we're gonna activate the Arcana Readings so we can choose. And what we want to do is we're gonna add the Arcana for X. I believe is 10. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with the Roman numbers. So we're gonna add the Sun. Let's special summon the Sun. Once we do that, again you can choose. The field spell will always choose. You're gonna add the Life Force. And now, since we have no use for Flualos, we're going to discard it for the effect of Life Force. And we're gonna add to our hands a Light Barrier, the Hierophant or Arcana Force B. We're gonna add him, and we're also going to add our Arcana Force 11, I believe. Once we do that, we can do an extra normal summon with Arcana Readings, but we don't need it because we haven't normal summon yet. So the second thing you want to do is normal summon it. Once you do that, you can choose again. Always choose head because that's the first effect of Arcana B. And then we summon the Empress. Again, choose head with her effect. Now the second thing you want to do is activate the Arcana Readings. And then we're gonna normal summon it. Boom. Once you do that, again you're gonna pick head again. That's the effect that you're going to pick to skip your opponent's turn. Once you do that, then you say your Call by the Grave or whatever cards you have. You end, and then you tribute both cards. And your opponent will, a turn will be skipped. This is crazy. Another Call by the Grave. and then the field spell will now you have to rely on your luck whether you can activate the Arcana's effect or not. That's the only drawback of this deck. So what we're gonna do is we're going to discard. Let's discard the Call by the Grave, and then you're gonna add the Arcana Force X the Sun, and we're gonna add the Arcana Force XB. Once we do that, we're going to summon the Sun. Perfect. That means we can special summon from our graveyard with the Arcana spread, and also let's see, we can add another light barrier if you guys want. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate the second effect of Arcana spread, so we can special summon from the graveyard, and we're going to summon. We can summon the world again, and continue the same effect to skip your opponent's turn. This time he landed as negative at the tail, so you're not gonna be able to skip your opponent's turn, unfortunately. But if you're lucky to do that, then that's an automatic win right there. And that's how the combo goes. And you also have, again, you have Bagushka here for defense. It's up to you if you guys want to run 2 copies. 1 copy is good enough, or in my opinion. Alright guys, so this is the second tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, let's move on into the gameplays. Alright guys, now that we are in the play zone, I have some cool replays for you guys here, playing with the Arcana. And yeah, I've been having a blast playing with this deck, to be honest with you guys. And the deck is not guarantee you a lot of wins, but playing it is really fun. I do have some gameplays going first and going second. And yes, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it. So the first deck that I have here is going against a really nice Yugioh deck. And this is a pure version here, 42 version. It's a really powerful deck. It's not as powerful as my version. I have a pretty cool version of it featuring the Voiceless Boys. Go check it out, guys. Go check it out. It's a really powerful deck, and it's really fun to play. So go check that deck out. And if you guys like this version here, go ahead and copy it. It's a really powerful version, and I was able to defeat it with the Arcana Force Deck. So let's play the gameplay and let me show you how I did it. So I have a pretty good hand here. Let's take a look. We have a Herald of Light, 1 Ash Blossom, 1 Goddess, 1 Empress, and 1 Arcana Readings. So the first thing my opponent does is activate the Lancia, and then he ashes here, and then I activate lights. Orange light to negate the ash. With the Empress, I will add to my hand the Fiend, Arcana Fiend, to add the light barrier, activate it, then activate Arcana Readings to add the Arcana Force the Sun. Summon the Arcana Force the Sun to set the Arcana Spread. Summon the B to summon the Arcanas the Empress. Once I do that, I will go for Arcana Force, the Dark Chaos Ruler. Then I summon the other big boss, and the setup is done here. It's a powerful board, but what's dangerous about this board is the second effect is activated here, and that's because of light barrier. I choose it myself. So he states again, Tails, if this card is destroyed, destroy all cards on the field. We have an Ash, and we going to test our luck to see how good our opponent's deck is. Now opponent activates here, Super Poly, and he gets rid of it just like that. That's the weakness of the Arcana cards, and you have to heavily rely on hand traps as well to have defense. So it's my turn, and I have a Maxi here, Nash Blossom. Activated the spread in the graveyard to recover myself. Activated. Tails was chosen, unfortunately, and then I attack. Library will activate to grant me some life points. My opponent's turn now, and I have Maxi and Ash Blossom. I shotgun the Maxi right away, and my opponent gives me the turn here. It's my turn. Call by the grave. I attack. Set the Kobai and pass. My opponent sets. Not a good hand either. Library will kick in. Choosing tails. Choosing heads. But unfortunately I don't have Arcana cards in my hand at the moment. It's my opponent's turn, and I have some good defense here. Call by the grave and Ash. My opponent tries to summon the Amba, and I negated it with the effect of Call by the grave. So no summon. It's my turn now. Infinite impermanence, which is really good. Battle phase, attack, set the imperm, and it's my opponent's turn again. He activates here the Yugioh Realm, and he gives up. Not a good hand. Alright guys, let's move on into the next duel. And I was going against here. Against a really nice, let me see, what's the name? I was going here against a really nice Malice deck. So if you guys like this deck, go ahead and copy it. It's a really powerful Malice, and 40 cards. And if you guys like it, go ahead, copy it. Let's start the play, guys. Let's start the play. This is a going second play here. And I have a good hand here. I have a Goddess, a Flualos, Bearer, Dragon. We have a Arcana reading and Call by the Grave. My opponent activates Malice the Dormouse, activates the effect to keep the combo going. Then he goes and summons Malice Q Ransom. I start drawing cards because of the effect of Flualos. My opponent summons here the code, what's the name of it? Code of Sword. And then he goes for here. the Chaos, wait, the Dark Flare Dragon. Here I Nibiru. You definitely need to Nibiru here. You don't want him to send that the monster that negates spells and traps. Even though he did something here, I think he sent the pack pit and placed my primal Nibiru into the spells and trap zone. It's my turn now. Activated the light barrier. As soon as I saw he activated a trap, I went for what's the name of her? Malice, Red Ransom. She has a good effect to recover the Malice deck. Negated the effect. I summon here the sun. My opponent continues to play my turn as well. He adds the another Malice card. I summon the sun. Boom. Blow the field. And my opponent gives up here. Pretty good gameplay. Going second. And now let's move on into the next duel, guys. And I was playing here against, going second, against a really nice Dogmatica deck. This deck is different from the one I have, but if you guys like it, go ahead and copy this deck. It's a really powerful deck. I don't think it's as powerful as mine's. I believe my version is more powerful than this. But if you guys like it, go ahead and copy it. Alright, let's play the Dogmatica play, guys. Going second. I have a really good hand here. I have Ash, the Arcana Force B, Arcana Force the Fiend, a Barrow Dragon, and we have Arcana Readings. My opponent activates talent. He sends the Fiend, activates Calamity to Ritual Summon for Dogmatica Relic. And then here, somewhere around here, he passes, I believe. Yeah, ashing that Ecclesia was really good. Now it's my turn. Yes, luckily enough, I was able to add a coin toss monster. Then I summoned the sun. So right now, I'm pretty much I have luck on my side here, as you can see. Then I activated the reader. What's the name? The Life Force, or the second copy of the Life Force here. Then activated the Fiend to get the Light Barrier. Did the same thing again to have 2 copies for the next turn. Activated the Arcana Spread. Summoned the Empress. And with the Arcana Spread, I summoned the Arcana Force, the World. Boom. I attack, gain life points in return. And the beautiful thing that is going to happen next is Arcana the World will skip my opponent's turn, and then I will finish him up in the next turn once his turn is skipped. But he did not let that happen. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it done in this round. But you guys saw the tutorial, so you don't need to see that again. But yeah, my opponent's turn would have been skipped, and I would have finished him up the next turn. That's what's cool about this deck. Again, this deck doesn't have a lot of negates, but if you have enough hand traps, you will survive with this deck. All right, guys. Let's move on into the final duel, and this is going against another Malice deck. And this is a different version here than the last one we play against. And if you guys like it, go ahead, copy it. Most Malice deck, they have cards like Fantastical Dragon Phantasme and Lancia. Who's not playing Malice? Again, I think I'm the one that is not playing Malice. I to be honest, I don't like this deck at all. I mean, it's a nice deck and you can have fun, but like I don't like to play a lot of meta decks, especially the ones that are the most powerful. I don't believe any deck is the most powerful. I do believe of decks being played more than others. That's what I do believe. But just because a deck is being played more than others doesn't make it the most powerful deck. Don't ever believe that. All decks have a weakness. All of them. Alright guys, so if you guys like this Malice deck, go ahead and copy it. Let's move on into the play and the final duel. And this is going second too. You can see how powerful this Arcana deck is. It's a really powerful deck, guys. Alright. And now I have a really good hand here. I have Herald of Orange Light, the Goddess of the Two Sides, one Empress, Called by the Grave, and Infinite Impermanence. My opponent activates here the Malice P, Chessie, the cat. I negated it with the Orange Light. It's my turn now. See what I'm saying? Ooh, 2 Infinite Impermanence. Okay, my opponent activates the Malice in the mirror to negate the effect and banish. He summons here the Dormouse, and then I pop it with the Goddess. It's my turn now. It's my opponent's turn, and I set those 2 cards. Not a good hand, it seems. He gives me the turn here. I did something really smart here. She states the second effect: during your main phase, you can toss a card, a coin, right? You can toss a coin. Double the attack of. It says, if you call it right, double the attack of all monsters. That includes herself. My opponent made the mistake of activating Imperm. Probably he or she thought that I would have added a card or a tone cost monster to my hand, and that's why it kind of worked. So I fooled my opponent pretty much here. And he tries and negates it. But that was a bait right there. And I have a Maxi here, which is really good. It's my opponent's turn. He ends as well here. Now I have Arcana Spread. My opponent here in Ashes. I activate Call by the Grave to negate the Ash. And then he Lancias here. But that's not gonna do much for him. And then I attack with Goddess again. It's my opponent's turn. He summons here the Bestial. I chain the Maxi. He chains the W6 of the Malice card. He summons the Bestial. I start drawing cards. Do 2 Maxi here. I Imperm the Malice, Dormouse. He summons here the Link Decoder. I have Ash with me now. He summons the Red Ransom. Now I have Arcana Reading for a follow-up. I activated the second imperm to negate the Red Ransom. He summons the Link Decoder. I keep drawing cards like crazy here. Then he goes for Access Code Talker. And look at this. Nibiru. The Primal Being. Boom. And he gives up. Oh man. Alright guys. Alright guys, so this is my version of the Arcana Force deck profile here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if we can make this deck even more powerful. Maybe you have some suggestions to add more negates to it. That's the only weakness of this deck. It doesn't have negates. And you would have to heavily rely on hand traps and other archetype monsters to have defense when it comes to negate. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for more deck profiles and more videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.